G'day guys, and welcome back. Here we are recording another video, completely unscripted. Been meaning to do this one again for a little while, but here we are. Life happens, and I get caught up playing Xbox and catching up with mates and trying to survive this crazy coronavirus pandemic weird thing that's going on in this world. So I'm out here at Tenua today. I'm not really too sure where this is going to go, but just rolling with it, and I want to get better at being able to work off the cuff, sort of do things ad lib. That's going to help me in the future. And what that requires actually of me is to be a lot more present with what I'm doing, so I don't get caught up with what I'm trying to say. A million things going through my head. Saying those filler words, ums, ahs, swearing. I'm very bad at using swearing as a filler word. I enjoy swearing and I will never stop, and if you have a problem with it, just unfollow me. I don't really give a shit because it does create a lot of dramatic effect, but it can be a bit of a problem if you overuse it. So out here at Tenua today, sitting on my meditation log is one of my favorite places in the whole wide world. So had a couple of little things that I needed to do this morning, fresh out of doing a workout with the boys. So very appreciative of Shuey and Peach with them dragging my ass out of bed and making me do some work. Body doesn't feel so good because it's been a bloody long time since I've really done anything like that, but I'm really enjoying it, and at the end of the day I'm getting some results, which is awesome. Put up a post the other day about my weight loss, and had a lot of people message me, so I'm very appreciative of you guys reaching out and saying some cool things, and I'm glad that I had the ability to inspire people to hopefully go down that I guess improvement of self. It's not necessarily a fitness journey, it's a lifestyle thing for me. A lot of people actually have asked me how I've managed to lose my weight and what I've done and everything like that. There's no exact science to it. Realistically, all I've done is cleaned up my diet. I do a lot of intermittent fasting, and it's quite long. So at days I can go, most days I try and actually go about 20-hour fasts every single day. So I have about a 4-hour window of where I try and eat. So what that actually does is fasting is really good for you. It's not for everybody, and I'm definitely not a dietitian or a nutritionist, so don't take this as gospel. This is just what's personally worked for me. Being able to do that, I can moderate what I eat. It's a bit of portion control because I love eating so much, and I love food and I love cooking. So I do my meal prep, and when I do my meal prep, I'm happy to eat anything over and over again, as long as I make it pretty tasty. So when I do my meal prep, I make sure that what I'm cooking I can freeze. Then also it's got lots of veggies and all these other things in there, the things that I need to sustain myself. So it's very difficult to ensure that you're getting the full nutrition and the things that your body needs to fuel yourself. But if you're fasting, when you hit about 16 hours, that's when the real benefits start kicking in. And realistically, this has worked for me. A big part of what I've done as well is just sorted out the old melon. Been on a big journey over the past 12 months of I guess self-discovery, and it's been a truly beautiful experience. So stress is a huge thing that actually makes your body retain water, and it retains a lot more fat. So it's not great for you, and on average we live about 70% of our life in a state of fight or flight, and then when you're doing that, your body is out of sorts. If you're in a state of fight or flight, your body's basically thinking that you've got to run away from a lion or a saber-toothed tiger or some shit that's going to come and fuck you up. So it stops basically a lot of your internal processes. So it actually stops your sex drive, which is very important, guys. But then also your immune system, because all your body's concerned about is running away from that lion and not worried about the bacteria inside you. So you'll actually get more sick the more you stress, and it's going to stop your metabolism because it's going to work down, because your body's just, again, more focused in being able to make sure that it survives whatever it thinks it's going through. So what you think turns into physical reality for you. Your subconscious mind or your physical body doesn't actually know the difference of the shit that you're thinking. So if you're thinking that something's going on, your body's going to physically react to it. So that's a huge thing. get in peace, guys. Sort yourselves out. We all have a lot of shit that we just have not dealt with in the past, and I think it's important to realize that and then actually meet those things head on. And that's the most intimidating part, and that's the scariest part and the hardest part, is actually saying, hang on, maybe I'm not okay. Taking a step back, realizing the things that are causing those issues and stresses. A lot of it might be you, it could be external things that then you're concerned about. So realistically, it is probably just you, and you know, you're living in a state of fear because of things that probably won't happen. And I can attest to it. I've had a lot of anxiety in the past, and you know, most of the situations that I stress over and dwell on don't actually end up fucking happening. Those arguments that I'm having in my head with those people don't actually turn out to be arguments, and it's really not that much of a problem. So sort your shit out, and yeah, you gotta tackle it head on, guys. That's the only way of truly dealing with it. But Tenua, everything's going really well. Super excited. Coronavirus has given us a bit of an opportunity to take a bit of a step back and realize you know, where we want to go in the trajectory and different things like that. So I've been grateful for it, and it's given me realistically the opportunity to actually take a step back and slow down in my own life and deal with a lot of things that are going on, that have been going on inside my head. And at this stage right now, I can hand on heart and say I've settled the war within my head. It's been a war that's been going on for 29 years of my life, and it's a truly beautiful thing for me to have that realization and you know, realize my self-worth to myself. You know, I've always put people first, and it's the way that I'll always be, but I then also need to take a step back and realize it's not the best way of dealing with things, and people need to sort their own shit out as well, and I can't fix every single person's problem, but you know, I'm going to do everything that I can to try and help as many people as I can. Hence why I'm out here doing the things that we're doing. You know, it's been hard. It's very difficult, but trialing, and it's exciting, and it's the challenges in life that really that will put you to the test and will give you the growth. You know, everybody goes through things that they might not think that they'll be able to deal with, but guess what? You're here, you've dealt with it, and chances are you're actually probably stronger and better for it, for that shitty thing that has happened. So it's a bit of an analogy on success and you know, chasing your goals and the things that you want to do, because winning is fucking easy. Anybody can win. You know, it doesn't really take any skill to win. The real skill is in losing. There's an old Eastern philosophy, proverb, whatever the hell it might be, but basically it says the master has failed more times than the apprentice has even tried. You look at all the millionaires and billionaires in this world, and you know, chances are they've probably been bankrupt a number of times. They've come across a lot of difficulties with what they're trying to do, but it's that mindset that these guys have to say, hey, I will win, I will make this happen. That's the mindset we need to take to life, and that's the mindset we need to take to everything. Is you have the ability to do this, and whatever that might be, whatever the success or whatever wealth, whatever that particular thing means to you, you will be able to do it. It's just a mindset. You know, you're in the position that you're in not because of that person who did you wrong 5 years ago or 10 years ago. You're in the position because you have made the choice to let that thing happen, and your choices put you into the position that you're in. I've had open heart surgery. I could easily take a step back and say I can't do anything because I've had open heart surgery. I'm, you know, scared or whatever else, but I've made a choice. This is who I am, and I'm incredibly grateful for the shit that I've gone through that I nearly didn't survive. And 25 years old, before I had my surgery, tell you what, staring death in the face, staring my own mortality in the face, and dealing with that is a very eye-opening experience. And it's something that I've told a lot of people that I would not wish upon my worst enemy, because it nearly took me out. I nearly took my own life because of it, but I managed to process it and deal with my own mentality and my own mortality, and realize that we aren't here for an infinite time. This is very, very real. This isn't a trial run. This is, you know, the only shot that we get at this. So why aren't you making the most of it? It's bewilders me. Big thing is like with my fasting, and this is it blows me away to see how many people, when I talk about my eating habits, fasting for 20 hours in a day, some days, you know, I could even go for a 36 or a 40-hour fast, and it's not a problem, you know, and it's just how I've trained myself. And but I tell people about that, they're like, I can't do it, I can't do it. Of course you can't fucking do it. If that's the mentality that you're taking towards not eating for 20 hours, guess what? You're gonna survive. You can do it. But if you're telling yourself that you can't, of course you can't do it. It's all about the choices and how you talk to yourself in here. Because realistically, in here, that's your own worst enemy, or it's your best friend. It constantly amazes me that as soon as I mention what I do and how I do it, people just instantly, it's like, no, can't do it, can't do it. Why can't you do it? Because you've been trained to eat the way that you have for the past 20, 30, 40, 50 years, or whatever it is that you've been doing. It doesn't have to be that way. You can't change that shit. So change your mentality, change your outlook, and guess what? You're probably going to change your freaking results as well. So yeah, very exciting. I'm excited. There's a lot of things on the horizon, guys. Excited to bring everybody along for it. A lot more social media posts. As much as I hate social media and all this kind of stuff, it is a necessary evil, and this is the only way that I'm going to get better at expressing myself and being able to articulate the things within my head. Because, you know, I could explain something, and it's just the way that you perceive that can take it from a completely different direction as to what I mean it. Like the term God, for instance, you know, God is just a label of something that has been given, and the connotations towards that is different for every single person you talk to. God realistically is, it's your spirit, it's your soul, it's your consciousness, it's everything, it's nothing, it's who knows what it is. But when I say the word God, people automatically just take a step back and say, oh my God, you know, blasphemy, whatever. But you know, that's just the perception and the label that you've put on something, and it changes your perception of it. If I introduce God into a sentence, that's going to turn some people off. And then if I speak about God in a different way than the way that Catholics or Christians talk about God, then I'm also labeled as blasphemous because of, you know, or whatever, you know, their perception of their God is and how they think that they should treat them. If you want to go to a church and sing and whatever else because of this thing, then by all means, I'm not going to judge you for that. But don't judge me because of my perception of this world and its reality. And my perception of it is, I am the God of my own reality. I dictate this shit. Sure, life fucking happens. I didn't plan on having open heart surgery. I didn't plan on a lot of the things that I've had in my life. But I'm the God of my own reality, and life fucking happens. Shit happens. That's the craziest thing. It's just then, again, your perception of it and how you deal and interact, and your choice that you make and the decision that you have from whatever it is as to how you face it. You can either let it destroy you, or you can help it build you into a better being and a better person and whatever else. So, gonna sign off now. I think this went pretty well. I've enjoyed a couple of arms and ahs and things like that, but shit happens. So very, very excited, and I'm very happy at the moment, guys. I want everybody to be happy. That's the happiness and joy are the things that I want to spread in this world. And if we can all elevate our consciousness just a little bit through all these crazy times, then I think that the world's going to be a much better place for it. And yeah, we just need to all start thinking a little bit more positively than all the negative bullshit that we've been dealing with in the way that everybody thinks in this present time. So it's a very unique opportunity, guys. We all need to make sure that we are making the most of it. Life is going to be very, very, very different when this is all over, and I think we're going to be living in a world at the end of this decade that nobody can even process or comprehend, and it's very terrifying and it's very exciting at the same time. So anyway, I'm off. I got to go do some shit. Thank you all for joining. If you watched it, give me a thumbs up. Love it. Please, if there's anything out of this that has helped you, please reach out. I love hearing how I can help improve someone's life. If you think I'm a dickhead, please tell me that as well, because I'm unscathed now. I don't give a shit. So whatever, I don't care. That's your opinion. I've got my own opinion of myself, and for the first time in a very long time, it's taking a very, very positive outlook on it. So, as always, signing off, and much love, and namaste.